So start with your feet down. You're going to curl your spine up. And just take 10 of these at first. I'm sure you have a great view that I'm bridging behind the dogs. Welcome to Pilates. We're going to do hamstring bridging with your feet on the floor, curling your lumbar spine up and down, and up and down. And it should start feeling like it's warmer in the back and the hamstrings. So take 2 more, and then we're going to stay up in the bridge. And then on this one, stay up, and you can verify that your hips are even. You can feel like your feet have 4 corners of pressure on them, like tires of a car. And inhale. And then exhale, lower down, and let's take the hands into the feet for a happy baby, and then we'll go into some abdominals. Really good. Let's let the legs be in roughly 90-degree knee bend, and your hands are going to be behind your head. We're going to take a rotation, so it's elbow to knee, and then elbow to knee on the other side. Hello, guys. 3, 4. We're doing 20 of these. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, for a moment, take a little breather. And then we're going to lift up the right leg like a pair of scissors. The left leg's going to be long as well. And you're going to take your hands to your thigh or your calf and switch the legs 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chin tuck just a little bit, 8, that's it, 9. And then take a breather before we add on. We're going to put our hands behind our legs. So with your hands behind your legs, we're going to do a scissor with our legs, but we're going to crisscross our upper body. So with your right leg up, you're going to take your left elbow towards that thigh, and then switch and rotate. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then recover. Now this one is legs up. Now both legs are going to be up. You're going to lower them towards the floor together and then up to vertical. Leave the head down for a moment. Point and flex the feet. And then on the last 8, we'll lift up and we'll do 8. If you would like, your shoulders can be up, but you can also stay down. 3, good. 4, there you go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this is a counter pose, bridge. Lift up your hips and open up into bridge for 10. 2, 3, open up the hips that we just worked in those abs. Inhale. And then exhale, lower down. Now leave your head down, hands to your shins, and then open up your arms and legs for double leg stretch. And then circle your hands around and hug your shins. Open up your arms and legs for double leg stretch. And then, head up when you're ready. You got it. 8, 7, 6, and if you want a modification, the arms can be behind the head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Recover and do a little rock. Nice. And then let the left leg down totally. Leave the right leg up. We're going to take 5 leg circles one way, and keeping your ribs down will activate your abdominals. 3, 4, and we're going to go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hug that leg in the air and give it a little point flex and a little ankle roll movement. We'll do a lot of pointing and flexing. We'll do circles. We're going to do toe spreads. Breathe in And then let that leg go down. Take up the other one. Now, 5 leg circles each way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hug that leg that's in the air and add a point and a flex. Add ankle rolls. Ankle rolls each way. Both legs are going to come up in the air in a little hamstring stretch. And then leave the hands beside your hips and draw a circle on the sky. 8, and then go the other way, circle. 7, corkscrew modified. This is the third one. 4th and 5th. 6, 7, and 8. Nice job. Hug the legs. All right, we're going to also add a rock on this hug. So you've got a little release of tension in your back. And then we're going to let the legs do a circular movement as if you're bicycling in a large bicycle. Now you can take the legs even further away from you for more abs, or bicycle up to seated and bicycle down for 5 reps. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Nice. Pop up, grab a sip, and I hope you're liking your abdominals. Focus. And we'll go into some planking here. This is more abdominals. We're going to start off with, grab your sip, and then we'll do 30-second plank. All right, on this one, forearms are down, toes are back, elbows are down. Here we go. And hold. And 1. Yeah, there's some lower abdominals areas that you'll feel like now, because your hips are in the right place. That looks really good. And the head's withdrawn. Yeah, so that looks good. And memorize that feel. Then it's easier to align with later. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now the pelvis is down, you're in Sphinx. You might even add your hands pushing for a Swan. So we're stretching out the abs for 10 more. This is great for posture. Breathe in. Now we're going to go back down and add on hip lifts for 10. This is pike plank. So curl your toes, energize your body off the mat, push your hips up and back, and then go into plank, up and back. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then rest your hips. Now push into Sphinx or press all the way up into Swan. So you're going to feel like you're stretching out your abs that we just contracted. Now lower back down, and we're going to take a side plank here. So we're going to sneak in one for a 20 count. This is static. Press up and hold. 1. There you go. 2, 3, 4. You got it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should build these muscles. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then lower your hip. Now we're going to go to the other side. We're going to hold it. 20. This is just static, so really just refine your cues when you're here. Your elbow is strong, you're lifting up, your head's back as if there's a wall that your back is against as well. Your hips are up, you're strong. I like to also add that stretch through the hands. Nice job. Lower down. We're going to go back to plank. Actually, let's grab a sip and then get in our plank position. We're going to go back to front plank, and we're going to do a shift forward and back. So on front plank, we're going to do a forward back. Okay. Your toes are back. You're up, and you're shifting forward, and you're shifting back. So you're going to make sure your head's withdrawn, your abs are pulling up, and there's a little forward back motion. Breathe in. 10. 5 more. And then rest your pelvis. Here's Sphinx. And then if you're ready, add on a Swan, which is a higher. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and recover. Nice job. On this one, we're going to be doing a little rock and roll with the pelvis. So come up to plank, and then once you're here, you barely dip your right hip, and then you barely dip your left hip. Right, left, and right, and left. So it's obliques. 10, 9, 7, 4. Rest your pelvis. You're in Sphinx, or push all the way up, Swan. Nice, yeah. Really good. All right. We'll go to the side plank, and we're going to add on a rotation. So the top hand can be at your head. We'll do 10 on each side, and then we'll grab a sip. So once you're up in a side plank, I even like to fold the knuckles here so it keeps my wrist. It's easier to keep my wrist neutral when I do this. 2. Exhale. And there's a little exhale with your hard work, with your effort. And then recover. We're going to go to the other side, a side plank with rotation. Hey, little girl. And then take a hand on and 10 of these. 9. You're being so patient. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and recover. Let's grab a sip. Nice job. I know you like the core, so we'll be doing some core. Your core will be awake. This one's a Flamingo, and you're going to be pulling your right knee under and then your left knee under, and we're going to do it 10 times, not rushed or fast, but just deliberate. So your hips be a little bit higher on this than the traditional plank, so you have room. And then pull your right knee under, and then put it back. Left knee under, put it back. Right knee under, put it back. Left knee under, put it back. We have 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then rest your hips. Now you're in Sphinx or Swan. Up, stretching out those abs. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Now this time we're going to do a diagonal flamingo, so press your hips up a little higher than a traditional plank. Pull your right knee towards your left elbow and then put it back. Left knee to right elbow, put it back. Right knee to left elbow. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, child's pose here. We're going to grab a sip. Grab a sip. Nice. And then we'll go to our side plank. Good job. All right, on this side plank, we're going to go up and over. elbow down, side plank, and then you're going to go over like you're painting a sky. And I like to also stretch out the fingers on this one. Lift the hips, keep the bottom shoulder strong. Inhale and exhale. 5 more. Here we go. Woo! Good job. Over to the other side. Take 10. The hand can start low. Go up and over, and it's like you're doing half moon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower down. Nice job. Let's sneak in a little stretch here. Good job. So hope your abs feel it. We'll be opening up like a letter T and then adding a rotation. This is really good for the upper back. Breathe in. Up and over. To the other side. Breathe in. And then come on back. Nice. So let's head down and do one more hip stretch. This is the figure 4. If you need a pillow for your head to make it more palatable, do that. I'll just demo. Your right ankle is on your left thigh. Reach your hands through. So we are going to do a little bit more abs in a moment, but I want to give our body a couple of the areas that tend to be tight, a couple of releases. So I'm going to add on a little rock and or an ankle movement. Breathe in. And exhale the other way. Ankle to thigh, reach your hands through and hold. Little hip opener. A rock, ankle movement. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Looking good. All right, we're going to take a couple of Pilates mat exercises, and we'll do a climb a tree. So what we'll do is put the left foot down and the right leg can go out. Let me show you a modification. So it could be that you just lift up your torso like this in a 30-degree crunch. But if you'd like, you can come on up and you can do a climb a tree motion. Breathe in and make it what you need. You got it. Breathe in. That a girl? So either a partial crunch, or if you want to go all the way up, either way. So I'm showing both, and I'll show the other side. So one leg could be up and you could do a partial crunch. And walking that bottom foot away does help you be able to come up if you are going to add on. Good, so you're listening. 2. 1 more. And then we are going to take inner thigh stretch where your hands go to your inner ankles or your feet and your knees are a little wide. 5. I like to add a rock here too. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Now this one is called the roll up. So I'm going to show you with legs long. Your arms go back. Let me make sure I don't hit anything. What is that? A roller, a block. Okay. So you're going to, but that's my drink, so let me get that out of the way. Okay, so you're going to take an inhale and an exhale to peel up and go over. And otherwise you can do a 30-degree crunch. You might stretch past your toes, roll your spine down, breathe in, and let the arms go long. Breathe in and exhale. Tuck the chin and then peel the neck and the upper back off the mat. Roll forward. Good. It's like you're nodding the head yes when you come off the floor, and then stretch back. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the chin. Go over your legs. Good. And down. Good. All right. Now take a stretch for just a moment, like a full body stretch. And then we're going to add on a little bit of a knee bend as we come up. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, glide your heels on the floor and crunch everything together. And then crunch back. So you're coordinating the body, exhale, and the breath. And crunch everything together. Slide it in. You got it. And then inhale, stretch it long. One more. And exhale, tuck the chin, crunch in, and then slide it back. All right, take a full body stretch, roll through your ankles, roll through your toes. The next one is going to be 4 obliques. So your arms are long. You're going to take an inhale, roll up, and as you roll up, your torso will go a little left and your knees will go a little right. Good. And then stretch it out. Everything's long again. Home base. Exhale, crunch up to the right, but your knees are going to go left. And stretch it out on the mat. We're going to do one more on each side. Exhale up. And exhale up. And then take a full body stretch. Nice job. Grab a sip if you need. We're going to do a little bit of a single leg bridging next. But take a sip for hydration. Shoot for 8 to 12 ounces during the class. All right, so this one is making sure that our legs have unilateral strength. So each leg gets its own attention because sometimes a leg will take over. So one leg's up, curl up and down, go all the way down, 2 and 3. Good, so let your sacrum touch. 4, energize that top leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and let that foot down. Take the other one up. All right, here we go. Up, 10, 2, 3, all the way down and up. Sometimes it's easy to forget that down part. 5, 6, 7. All right, now we're going to take an inner thigh stretch on this next one where your legs go like a V and your hands can go in the middle. Hold 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, let's head over to the belly. We're going to do some things that are good for the posture. The glute muscle training we just did is good for the posture as well because it helps the back. But at this moment, take your hands like a letter I beside your pelvis, palms down. Lift up your torso, lift up your toes. Now we're going to lift the arms 15 more times while we're here. 4, 5, 6, 7, strengthening the back shoulders. 8, 9, and the upper back. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Recover for a moment and shift your arms more like a letter T. Now lift up your back, lift up your toes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Recover. Now your arms are going to go out like a letter Y. We're going to lift up everything and then the arms go higher. 1, 3, 5, 8, 10, and then child pose. I'm going to add the toes under. There you go. And the heels straight up and down. So you have a foot stretch. 5. And if you can, take a down dog. We'll stretch out the hamstrings for a moment. And the calves. Hold 10. 5. And then go to your shins for a moment and your hands and just take cat-cow. A great remedial exercise that you can do anytime for the articulation of the spine. So flexion and extension. If you would like to add on, you can curl your toes under and do flexion and extension with a hover. And take the last possibility, if you want to add on, is add flexion and extension with down dog, up dog, and we'll do 3 of those. Or you can stick with the cat-cow or with the hover. Good. And whenever you're done, a child's pose with an elbow bend, patting yourself on the back so the triceps get a little stretch. And grab a sip if you'd like. We're going to do a little bit more belly down posture. The cat-cow is just a great little break from being on your belly so much. And then we'll come back to a breaststroke exercise. Once you're down and your legs are long, imagine there's a piece of ice underneath your abs and you have to lift up your belly a little. Now take the arms into a circle and all the way down to your thighs and draw a line up your ribs. Now we're going to add a little toe point and a flutter kick. Lift up, flutter, lift up, flutter, lift up, flutter. Inhale. And then windshield wipe for a reprieve. This next one, leave your head down in a comfortable place. Take the left leg up all by itself, hip extension, and then the right. Building the glutes, building the hamstrings. And up. 5, good, without any excess tension in the neck or jaw. 7, 8, try to keep the pelvis stable. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, push down with one leg. 19, good. All right, now this one is lift up both legs and tap the feet towards each other 20 times. Ideally, your knees are off the ground too. They're tapping towards each other, horizontal adduction. And then we're going to take a child's pose or a down dog, something to reprieve all that. We'll be back down, but we just want to take a little breather. 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe in, and then go back down to the belly. All right. Now in this, we're going to take some, take a sip by the way, but we're going to take some swans that are without the hands, and then we add them on. You'll be belly down, you lift up without your hands, and then your hands push you higher. And then you lower down. Now lift up both legs. Lower your legs, lift up your torso, and then let your hands push you higher. Lower, and then the legs. Torso, hands, legs, torso, hands. So it's a swan broken down into the different parts, legs, upper back, hands assist. One more complete swan, and then we're going to hold it up there for 10. Hold up here for 10. Elbows point down, shoulders and chest are open, blades are down the back. Building endurance, hold 5 more. And then recover and let your hands be beside your temples and your elbows are like triangles. Take your right leg up and lift your torso while rotating the left side up a little higher. Lift your left leg up and rotate and extend your torso. Right leg, torso, rotation. Left leg, torso, right elbow's higher on that one. Right leg, left elbow's higher on that one. Neck is in line with your spine. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose with your fingers walking over to a side. Walk your fingers over to a side. Open up that armpit if you'd like. Clamshell. Go over to the other side. And then pinky far away from the heel, clamshell. And then come back to hands and knees, and we'll do a bow pose here. So when you're in hands and knees, your right foot comes up, your left hand reaches back for the foot or ankle, and try to push up high to the sky. 10. Lower that down, and then we're going to try the other side. So first you're in table, and then your other foot and hand come together. Right hand, left foot lift up. 10. Yep, there it is. Good job. And then when you go down to the floor, it might be just a tiny bit easier. You can take 1 foot or 2 on the belly downs. Whenever you're ready, we're going to come up. We're doing 10. Recover. And we're going to do 10 on the other foot or both feet again. Inhale and come up. 10. Recover and stretch the arms out like a Y and the legs out. Now this one is swimming. Your face is hovering. Right arm lift, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Now if you want it harder, all the limbs come off the floor and keep going. And a child pose. Good job. Woo! Child's pose. And if you want, knees wide is another nice one because of the diaphragmatic breath. And we're going to do a side stretch called Mermaid. So pretend that you're making 2 triangles with your feet and legs. So in this position, my right foot's on my left thigh and my left foot's behind me. Now the left arm could do one of 2 things. It could cross your body and go to your knee, but you might also just like it right here. So just see. Let me see. Put your left hand on your right knee and see if that, see if that feels good. Lift up, put it where you had it. There you go. That arm, that one is going to go to your knee. There you go. Just see. Is that too hard? So it might be better just to stay low. Yeah. Hand low sometimes is a less fight. But let's do a rotation regardless down. And then let's do also a rotation up. So you can fluctuate between the 2 or stay longer. Get all the good angles. Now this hand, is that okay, or can you add a rotation? You can sit however you want. I'm going to move away from the wall though, so just look over your shoulder. And then
We're going to come back to the other side to do good. Now that looked good. That looked really good. Yeah, it looked good. Like your hips didn't look like they were struggling. Your spine looked good. So it just changed double mermaid. One way is hand here, one arm up, or one hand could just be down. The thing that we're looking at is the spine. It's in a lateral flexion. Now we're going to add on a rotation down and or a rotation up. And you can fluctuate between the two. This stretching with our supine, our belly down work we just did is going to be great for the posture. Now, this hand that's in the air, it's going to go behind you and add a rotation. 10. Hi, girl. And then you're going to bring both feet in front of you. And the feet aren't so important as this. Upper arm, backward stretch. So this is now the rock. So watch how I lift the heart and hold. So 10, 5, yes. And then just do the best you can with adding your own lift. Nice job. All right, grab a sip. We're going to do a little bit of standing here. And if you would like a challenge, stand up without using your hands. So the good old lower half of our body, whoops, yeah, 1 foot forward, there you go. The good old lower half of our body. So at first, lift up your, I'm going to show you, lift up your toes and or bottom of your feet, and then lift up your heels. Now lift up your toes, feet, and lift up your heels. Notice I'm not bending my knees to do this. So I want to feel like the whole calf is working, and then the shins. Okay? Calves, shins. Calves, shins. The shins are important to get up hills and to change surfaces, so tile to carpet or going over a threshold. And that's important to not shuffle and for balance. All right, so the whole lower leg should feel like it's awakening. Yep. Yeah, try to lift your toes and the bottom of your foot. So as much of your foot will wake up as can. All right, now 1 foot only. You can hold on to a wall. You can hold on to, just do the calves on this one. You can hold on to a foam roller as well. Hold on to something though, so you can concentrate on getting all toes equal weight. 7, 8, 9. Now on the other foot, 10. So up 10. 2. Does one feel different than the other? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now a squat that is comfortable for you. I usually call this chair squat, which is roughly a heel in line with your sit bones and a range of motion that works good with you. What I like about these is you don't need any equipment, but you can go lower if your body will let you. Also, these are really good for lowering blood sugar after we eat, like 30 to 45 minutes after we eat. 5 more. Good, and what I'm trying to do is feel both legs have equal weight. Sometimes one takes over. 2 more. All right, now a second position is the horse squat. And calf raises are something you can do if you do need a backup plan or a very limited knee flexion. You don't want to avoid knee flexion altogether though. Try to find a pain-free range of motion. 5, 6, 7, 8. And also here's the breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. Good. I like how your hip extending each time. Now one leg forward, one leg back. But I want to show you, my feet are still in line with my respective hips. I'm not walking a tightrope. So I'm going to try to face you. Go down, and you can even lift your arms up when you do this. Down, and you're going straight down. Yes, very good. And down. Yeah. It's still a balance drill though. 3, 4, quads strengthening. 5. Yeah, 6. There you go. Keep your back against an imaginary wall. Yes, that's better. That should feel better. What's really nice is you have lines on the back of your door, and I can tell if you're back. Exactly. Like it's almost like you're on a grid, and that's how maybe you could imagine it. I'm on a grid, and I have to keep my back on a grid, which means straight down. I will say, yeah, and we switch sides. I will say if there's a tendency, it'll be to air forward, and you don't want to. You want to stay back. Imagine you're sliding down a wall. And you might even think back leg more. 5. Yeah, so stay back. Yes. 6, stay back. Yeah, right there. That's the temptation, is to lean forward, but you're going up that grid wall. I can see 8, 9, and then 10. All right, come back. This is a basic balance pose. Now, I do like to do a few lift and spreading of the toes first, and then come into, we'll do a tree pose. Notice the pelvis is level, and you can take about 20 counts here, and then we'll add on something. For variety, this is static. Balance, one-legged balance is really important to prevent falls. I've got us at 10 more counts here. Yes, try that. Your knee height looks great. Hold a little longer, I want you to feel that. Very good. And then if you would like to add on, you can put your hands at your heart and rotate your torso away from the knee that's in the air for 10. Breathe in. And then come back when you're ready and lower down. Now, I like to do a few lift and spread. If you can see the mat color between your toes, that's good. If not, get down there and help them. Try the other one. Level, cow face, or arms up, or prayer pose, hands. Now the inhale goes through your nose. That knee height looks great. And hold a little longer. And then take an inhale. As you're ready, the hands could come to the heart, prayer pose, and you could turn your body, but not your knee. You can turn your torso. Four, 3, face front. Woo! And then lower back. I'm going to give us a vestibular challenge for balance. So what it'll be is lifting up a leg, and when you're there, you're going to do 10 hip extensions. 10 hip extensions. 2, 3, good. 4, build the glutes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Other side, take a breath. And we're going to hinge forward like warrior 3. Knees are fairly long here. And then try 10 hip extensions. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. And we're going to take a push-up either on the wall, 10 push-ups on the wall, 10 on the hands and knees. Hands and knees back further, or 10 on the toes. So this is for the upper body. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hot jog. Take a little breather. We're going to take a squat pose or I call these functional fitness, or a third world squat. You could also do happy baby. And this is just a great way for the flexibility to maintain flexibility. Awesome. Okay, just 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, functional fitness. Can you stand up? And then we're going to do 1 foot back, shin, come down the best you can. You're seated. You come up without using your hands. Remember, you can always use a yoga block and then the other leg. That a girl. Or you touch for just a brief second, like it's hot coals. And yeah, you just try to keep that as best you can. And then if you want, you can do crisscross applesauce. Again, you can use a yoga block, or you can come down like you did. But that's functional, just kind of putting all that body together. Nice. Good. And then come on down when you're ready, any way you want. And we're going to do a side plank on the forearm with 1 foot back. Now, this is sort of like doing a hip extension and a thoracic extension. So modified Mudrasana. Use that back leg to push. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lower, and do the other side. Good. So make sure your hand is comfy. Get ready. Go up. 10. Oh, and feel your upper back open. Feel your hips open. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5. Breathe in. Now exhale, lower, and grab your foam roller. So we are. My spidey senses tells me we need just a little bit of the hips. All right, so one way, and there are lots of ways, but one way is to, yeah, good job. Take a hip opener plus the foam roller and see what you got. It could be from sit bone to high on the ilium. Maybe yours is more sideways. There's no wrong way. Generally, there's all sorts of hot spots, tight spots in here. 5, 4, 3. Now, if you have a really therapeutic spot you need to keep doing, that's fine. If you want to try the other side and just see what's going on, you could roll high to your pelvis, roll that side hip, try that sit bone. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, if it's too hard to leave your foot up, it'll work with that down too. 5. And then you want to try out your IT a little bit. So one forearm could be down. You may have different ways you like this. 1 foot down takes some of that intensity off that IT. You can roll back for the hamstring, roll forward for the quad. Hit about 10 more.
Breathe in. And then try the other side, unless you have a therapeutic spot that you're finding you need to stay on. Yep, there you go. Just see what you got. Mm-hmm. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 5, 3, 2. Now, you can also hit those inner thighs because sometimes they're related. So pretend you're doing a forearm plank, and then also pretend you're doing a frog pose. The back leg's like a plank, and the inner leg is like frog. So see what that feels like. You're gonna roll out that. I have a feeling you'll feel this. It's gotta be in horseback riding. Yeah, it's gotta be. You know the inner thighs are stabilizers anyway, so just hiking, walking, going upstairs, but see what you feel. 10. Breathe in. And then try the other side with, unless you've got a therapeutic spot that you want to spend more time on, you know, go for it. See what's going on. Hi, girl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. All right. Now we're going to use this for the upper back. If you need a yoga block, grab it. The main thing is you're going to do a back extension, and you could use your hands or a yoga block. And listen, if you need to roll out your back first a few times, go for it. And then, oh, so good. And then find a great stretch for yourself where your upper back's getting the focus of your extension. And then gently come up and take it on the bottom half, which is your psoas. So this is a really important muscle for posture. Let your legs be bent for modified or long for advanced stretching. Usually the foam roller is on the area where your glute meets your hips. Yeah, that looks about right. It should feel like your low back's not any more lordotic. That looks good. And then this muscle can hang on to tension. So really try to exhale it out. It's connecting your upper body to lower body. It's in flexion so much in life. So try to relax it. I'll just let go some more. 10, 2. And then we're going to gently slide the sacral block out, and then you can do a up against the wall pose. This is good for circulation. And if you've had to travel a long ways, for example, recently, let the legs go up, Release the block or the foam roller and come up to seated. And then really gently take your hands into flexion. So it's going to look like almost like a soft claw. So I'm getting a sense to do a little bit of neck. So right there at the base of your skull, you've got an upside down U, occipital ridge. Just gently massage that, and be good to hear from you later. Yeah, it's a soft claw. I don't want you to hurt your hands, so they're not in extension, they're in a soft flexion. And you're not even pushing that hard. So you can do this in circles. I get little chills on my neck when I do this in a good way, like, ah, so good. So you might tilt back just a little, but get that upside down U. You can get here on the temporalis. You can get on the frontalis. You can get anywhere you need. You can even pull your ears, but I wanted to make sure to get that neck, and then just sort of notice how you feel. Ah. Now all the creative downloads are just going to come because you're feeling relaxed in the neck. Notice how you feel. Take an inventory of how the body, mind, and spirit feels. And then we'll keep an intention to stay closely connected to this sense of peace, calm, and wellness for the rest of the day. Breathe it in, and so it is, with so much appreciation. Thank you so much. Welcome back home. Have a good day. Have a good day.